cause y'all know what it is.
TNN Trap News Network.
I was with Rich Trapper.
I was with you.
What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. Back in this thing, back in this thing. It's like cracking this thing here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that good news you can use. It's that good knowledge-ito you're not finna get in nobody's college-ito. Make sure you hit that notification bell at the top. Hit all, stay tapped in for the latest and the greatest. Hit that like, hit that hype, hit that comment, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that share button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Make sure you tap in. Leave a comment because we're going back to the chili giveaway. So when we get to 31,000 subscribers, we're going to make sure that we pick the best comment between now and 31,000 subscribers. We're going to give you some chili, big dog. So it's important that you comment. It's important that you comment. It's important that you comment. Once we get 31,000 subscribers, we're going to make sure that we let y'all know an exact date and exact time that we will be doing a live to give away that money. You got Cash App, you got Apple Pay, you got Zelle, you got Venmo. Don't worry about it. We're going to make sure you get that chili. Make sure you hit that like button, that comment, that good subscribe button. TNN Trap News Network. We taking it back to the basics, man. What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? We're trying to tap it in TNN Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cracking this thing here at TNN Trap News Network. Good news you can use. Good knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college. Hit us with a like, with a comment, with a good subscribe. Everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. We finna jump right into this Kantiana, man. ADAM22 bringing up the fact that I'm not really sure what he's bringing up. We finna jump into this Kantiana. If you don't want to hear me talk, go to No Jumper Clips and watch what they got going on.
This is altercation with Dean the Great.
Crip Mac getting knocked out by Dean the Great.
In the parking lot. Apparently, Dean is aware of the same thing that many other people have previously been aware of, which is that Crip Mac is key to getting views, it would appear. Now, Dean's streams do not exactly go nuts view-wise by himself, so Dean's got to pull some strings. What's Dean do? He gets Crip Mac to pull up. Now, apparently, at no point in the whole little skit, if you want to call it that, slash stream, etc., that Dean the Great did with Crip Mac, apparently at no time during all that did I mention, or did anybody mention, the fact that Dean the Great is a trained boxer. He's got multiple fights on Misfits. He's won most of them. I've seen clips of him knocking people out that look pretty impressive, etc. Now,
so it didn't really cost too much for Dean the Great to
granted, Crip Mac weighs like over 100 pounds more than him, but they sparred. I guess not sparring because they didn't have headgear on.
Go to bed. Love you. Bedtime, sir. Let him say sleep. Is he sleep?
No, he's asleep.
Oh. Oh, y'all. What are you talking? Love you.
Love you. Which one?
Go to the bathroom. Love you, Papa. Get some rest.
Or anything like that.
Make sure you wipe the seat.
And Dean the Great managed to finally...
The homie just took it to our bathroom extra confidently, did he? like extra confident.
Take a W. He got slapped by Larry Wheels. He got elbowed in the face by Rampage's manager. He got slapped in the face by Leonard the Plug. And then he got chased around in the No Jumper Baby Snaps alley by Crip Mac. But then Dean actually laid Crip Mac out on the ground with a body shot, which I don't think...
Get your dog. Get out of my kitchen. Get your dog. Yeah, now Dean the Great did catch Crip Mac with the bow. You know what I'm saying? Body shot over the top. It got ugly for sure.
Crip Mac knew was a possibility. I don't think he realized, because at one point Crip Mac told me that Dean cheated. And I said, he didn't really cheat, right? He just punched you in the midsection. He's like, yeah, could have cheated. And I'm like, okay, well, that is fair. You're allowed to do that in boxing. That's not against the rules.
That ain't cheating.
Wait, so
the beginning. So was it a skit or not?
Yeah.
Because I don't really think it was, because it seemed kind of like when they was talking in the beginning and how it led up to it, that seemed a little real to me.
What, you mean in the alley here?
No.
Talking. The fight that happened at this random house.
He had face. He had.
No, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Dean wanted that fight to be on the up and up because he knew that he could land one of those body shots and fuck Crip Mac up with it.
So that was real.
Yeah. I think
Okay,
so.
that's
From
what
what
we was
I know,
discussing yesterday. I kind of figured that, but everybody like, nah, no way.
No, I agreed with you, Munchie, if you watched the pod back, because I was like, yeah, I thought it was based on the reaction of C-Mac afterwards. Now
So y'all saying that Dean the Great set Crip Mac up for content, to be embarrassed, to be humiliated because he knew he could whoop out Crip Mac, so he set him up to take one of these crazy body shots? Is that what we getting at here?
I know he's done a lot of skits, so you know how to act and all that. However, that seemed like it was like he was genuinely had just fought.
I think that was real, as far as I could tell, yeah.
So I guess a lot of people were saying that it was like, is it more out of pocket of Dean for even like playing around, like having rags in his pocket and when you're doing things like
Out of
that?
pocket, like towards who? Like,
Well, just like playing with the culture,
He just kicked the red flag too.
you feel me? Things like that, just like like.
Saying blood, is he blood? That's what I was like, he's a blood. I heard people somebody
somebody
like
yesterday
else.
said he was raised in the 60s.
But I think both of those are jokes, bro, because
That nigga Dean the Great is from Florida, so there's that.
the whole thing
Dean's from
about
Florida.
Yeah, like, bro, Munchie B, you gotta let go. Like, bro, you gotta let it go, bro. You gotta let it go. Like, Munchie B, you gotta let it go, bro. You gotta let it go. Like, this taste that you have for the Crenshaw District in the 60s and all that kind of stuff, you gotta let it go, bro. Because now you're just throwing out unnecessary, unhonorable mentions. Like, just... Let's just move on with life. Let's just continue on with life. You're reaching here, brother.
Yeah, the whole thing about him saying the reason why people say he's from 60s, per my understanding, is when he was doing the initial skit outside of No Jumper. He's like, I'm from 60s, and that's just like what he was saying.
Yeah, and when he pulled up here, he was with a bunch of people from 60s.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I not heard about it, but he's not from 60s though.
no, for sure. No.
That
I
nigga's
mean, they might put him on.
I know he's not, but
It might be a good idea. That's some more content. There's a stream.
No, I didn't like it, especially if it was real. I didn't like it. I didn't like that at all. I ain't gonna lie.
Hold on, you say he kicked the red flag? What you
Yeah.
mean?
He kicked he had it in his.
I heard about
in
the blanket.
No, he had it in his back to the right at first in his shorts, and then it came out while they were squabbling, and then it was on the floor, so he dropped it already. When it fell, I'm gonna say he dropped it, but then when he seen it on the floor, he didn't pick it up. He kicked it. He kicked it right to
Who the
the
Dean dude?
Yeah, I had to move it out the way.
But to be fair, like,
Yeah, but Dean the Great's not a gangbanger, so there was no gang infliction. There was no gang involvement when it comes into it and all that. He just had, like, he's from Florida. He's not gangbanging.
respectful or nothing like that, but he did.
that's just Dean rehashing all of the things that Neon already did. Because Neon took him to the seafood spot with the outlines of the certain animal on the outside, and he had the big red blanket, and Neon said the thing about the things that you dip in ketchup that go with your hamburger, like all this stuff. Like,
He just playing.
yeah, 100%. Neon did all that, and that's why, and he put him on FaceTime with a trans person, and now Dean is doing all the same. Yo, that camera is so crooked. Not that one, the other one.
The difference being that like Dean could actually fight, right?
my camera.
Beyond like Neon being significantly more famous.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know. Is Crip Mac, does he feel a certain way towards Dean for some of that stuff? The same way but I don't think Crip Mac really cared about any of that with Neon besides the trans woman.
Hey, so you supposed to say, hey, I got a squabble. I got a skill set. Beware. That's what you supposed to do. Get somebody like a warning, right? That's what I'm saying.
I mean, his hands trained. If he boxes, I mean,
No, you're not supposed to give nobody a warning. If you have a skill set and you have something that you know and you have something that you're good at, something that you practice on, and it's by way of defending yourself, somebody wants to come playing with it and all that, you are not at liberty to have to. There's no rule that says, I have to tell them this and all this and all that. There's nothing that says that. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't.
I would say that.
I think it's crazy that people even let people know.
You have to though.
When you got a strap on, you don't tell nobody. You supposed to be like, everybody's supposed to know you got what you got.
That's on the streets. If somebody attacking you,
Yo.
you're talking about it.
Nathan, that you gotta straighten that
Like,
thing out.
like what are you supposed to say?
Hey, if
I must warn you, my hands are registered with
But all right.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Dean might be assuming that Crip Mac would go on YouTube and type in Dean the Great fight and see that he's got mad fights with mad other boxers.
Man, I don't think Crip Mac even cared enough to look into Dean the Great's history of anything Dean the Great had going on. Honestly, I don't think Crip Mac gave a damn.
Or he was just might assume that
But it
somebody in his peripheral would have been like, yo, this fool could actually squat.
It makes sense now.
He not a-
So the Dean, the great dude, he do content and get slapped around and beat up, knowing the whole time I got a cold squabble. But that's like okay, but yeah, I wouldn't be announcing my shit. You got to hear word of mouth.
So
I don't blame him.
because I think about it. Because initially, when we covered this story yesterday on the No Jumper News, it was like the big thing was people were saying, "Wow, Crip Mac got paid to essentially throw a fight on camera or do a skit."
I thought that's what it was.
It definitely wasn't fake. People are crazy.
I didn't think it was either until I saw that. Then I was like, "Damn, maybe I'm the dumbass."
And the thing about that is that, from what I understand, Remo was talking to Crip Mac more about boxing the other day, and it almost feels like maybe that killed a little bit of his momentum or his motivation to actually become a real boxer, which I feel like Crip Mac's frustrated about a couple of things, which is like, number one, I think Aiden Ross wasn't offering him the money that he felt like he deserved.
55,000,
which is, okay. Which
55,000 is an exorbitant number though, Crip Mac. Like 55,000 doesn't make sense, bro. I'm not gonna lie. 55,000 doesn't make sense.
is fair, I think, because
For real?
I think at a certain point, Crip Mac was thinking that he was going to get $50,000+ to fight. And then the dollar amount that I heard that they offered him, to me, was not really indicative of the value that Crip Mac would be bringing to that, because I feel like as soon as you put Crip Mac as the headliner
That's a fact.
on a fight, now I know plenty of people have been out here putting out negative narratives about him, saying that he can't really fight like that. I still feel like people are showing up to see that. People are paying. People are tuning in.
People can say whatever they want to say. Everybody's tuning in to see a Crip Mac fight. Whether he wins, whether he loses, people are gonna watch the Crip Mac fight just to say they watched the Crip Mac fight just to see what happens. People will watch it just for the shock value of him being there. People will hate watch it. It's gonna bring in some chili. Crip Mac is
To see him on the main event, this is a guy who moves the needle. If they had put Crip Mac and Blueface as the headliner on this next fight that's happening this weekend, I don't think it would be good for Crip Mac, but I think it would be
Mega fight.
huge.
Mega fight. And to be honest, I think 55 is on the low end for that.
Damn.
But you'd be surprised.
For Mac and Blue, I think in that fight that's kind of
Blueface
low.
price ain't his price though.
You right. You right about that. But
I'm
still
saying
think
though, like,
55
I wouldn't be able to put together no fade.
I know what a lot of people got paid to fight on the card that I was on for the Aiden Ross shit. $55,000 is a lot.
Well,
way more than what Adam got to get beat up for 30
In their
seconds.
perspective, they barely have ever paid anybody that much.
there would have to be like a sponsorship that would make sense, because they're not doing a pay-per-view model.
Exactly.
They're not selling tickets for the event, so it would have to be strictly based on sponsorship. And I could see there being sponsors that would pay, $500,000 to $1 million for that, because the visibility it would provide would be worth it.
That is really optimistic to think that anybody would pay that much. Guys, I've had the conversations about what people want to pay to advertise for boxers, and I'm sure it's different when you're Ryan Garcia or whatever, and the clip's going to go worldwide, but the idea that companies are just throwing out hundreds of thousands of dollars to sponsor boxers is it's a fantasy.
No, for sure, but I think that
that's a lot of money.
55,000 is
overall,
huge. Crip Mac should be like
Way more money than what Adam got. For
super happy to get that amount. That's like a really, really solid amount.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree.
Especially if you're out here doing 20 versus 1 for 1,500 or some shit. I don't know how much you charge, but it's probably not that much.
And that's the thing. Like when you could devalue yourself when you go doing certain platforms or even taking certain gigs or whatever. They say you already took that, so they ain't gonna offer. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think that like the 20 versus 1s or the interviews interact with like how much he could potentially get paid for a boxing match, but I do feel like him taking that L to Dean is probably not a great thing for like building up his hype as a boxer, Like I feel like he got to fight some people that he could easily up. I think that's what he should do, is like he needs to be like working in the right direction, and I think that probably means like find somebody that you're like reasonably sure you can win against.
See, but Crip Mac's supposed to have somebody around him like, hey, no, we up out of here, man. Hey, man, it was good, man. Because you about to break the order. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody around should have been like, because in front of the camera, come like, I ain't starting down nothing. And then, look what happened.
See, and that's what I was saying, because I covered that content, and I was kind of saying, like, Crip Mac was never supposed to took that fade and let that happen.
Yeah.
Well, I think people thought it was for money, right? They thought he got paid just to do that.
Yeah,
Like,
he wasn't never supposed to let them put them clips out there. Definitely, if he didn't get no payday, like he wasn't never supposed to let that happen.
Well,
that's just free content just to put out there.
But it does make you think, like, if they weren't gonna let Ruga fight Blueface, would they have let Crip Mac fight Blueface?
Based on health standards or something?
I think yes. I think that exceptions would have been made. I think that situation would have been figured out. I think that they wouldn't have missed that payday.
No, based on like video of them training. That's
Hey,
like
man.
that. They rejected Ruga based on the video of him training.
Hey, Blueface been playing sports.
on a training video.
No, for real.
Blueface is a very talented athlete.
Yeah, he plays sports and all that. Then he been training and on. It wouldn't have been a good look.
I mean, we live in a country in which they just really want to regulate everything. So I mean,
Boy, so your training video was significantly better than Ruga's?
okay, so that is what we can imply from all this is that when they saw footage of Jason Love training and footage of me training, that they decided that we were a fairly equal fight. But when they saw Ruga and Blueface training, they felt like the skill gap was large enough that they didn't think that it was fair for it to happen. Now, Wag was saying that he thinks that I fucked the whole thing up, where now they're going to be more hardcore about how they evaluate the fighters. I don't actually know if that's true.
I can see that because Adam definitely didn't give the people what they thought that they were going to get. And you imagine paying Adam all that money for that fight, and he's gone in 30 seconds.
But, I mean, okay, if I was supposed to fight Ruga, I feel like maybe they would have let that happen. But I don't know. Crip Mac versus Blueface, I feel like they might not have let that one happen.
We're not going to act like this is the first example of a quote-unquote influencer boxing match where somebody like doesn't have up to par expected skills. We're not
Spit it
gonna
out.
like,
Hold it.
I mean, there's been countless.
Spit it out.
Countless. Like, you can't even begin, like, most of the, besides, like, the Jake Pauls of the world,
Okay,
most
but
people
they
can't
let
ask
Jake Paul fight Anthony Joshua, and yes, there's like a gigantic skill gap between them, but I think that as a pro fight, they're more willing to let a pro take an epic L as opposed to an exhibition fight where there's an element of like, oh, this guy's just an influencer. He's just like a celebrity. He doesn't necessarily know what he's getting into. So they want to like protect a person in that role rather than put you into a fight that you most likely are going to lose. So I think that you would think that the pro fights would be analyzed more harshly, but it's actually kind of the opposite, where the celebrity fights are the ones that they really are concerned about being more equal.
Who was the hooper that got banked by Paul? Yeah, Nate Robinson.
Yeah,
you feel me? Like that. Like, come on, bro.
That was lopsided. I don't know why they let him with no training or nothing.
But you got to remember that at that time, the idea of Jake Paul fighting like a former professional athlete was kind of like, I'm pretty sure if you go back to all the people who were talking about that fight on Vlad TV, and everybody was saying that Jake Paul was going to lose.
Yeah.
People's vision of Jake Paul as a fighter was not as good at that time as it is now.
He was secretly training and wasn't telling nobody. He came out.
Smart.
All right, man. So with that all being said, y'all see what's going on. We're going to see what's going on with Crip Mac. Is he going to catch that fight with Blueface? We're going to see exactly how the situation plays out. But with that all being said, red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest.
We protest the air, Smith. We on the air, protest the air at our best. You know that, man. Off the air. You know what I'm saying? We out here, ground zero for the neighborhood hero. We got all four corners. TMC, the marathon definitely continue. Mr. Bunker right here, live in the flesh. We out here, man. Trap knows. You know that, nigga.
Dangerous. Can't come outside when it's dangerous. Work all in the floorboards. Tell the ops check the scoreboard. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. And if you shoot, you ain't miss. A nigga ball like game 6. A nigga ball like game 6.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Miss it with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
Game 60 bands on my neck when I got it on me. And I remember I was broke, I never let him hold me. Final seconds with my back against the wall. 81 point strong with this K, I call it Kobe. Running through this lettuce, nothing you can tell it.
Gotta watch my back, I know that they get jealous. Real shit, I got rich, ain't gotta embellish. Real life made men, they call us good fellas. And I ain't got anxiety, I know it's intuition. May never love a bitch, but I for sure play my position. I know the streets talking, I'm cracking, so I ain't tripping. I said I play for keeps, but I guess them niggas ain't listening. Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry, and I can't miss. Nah, you can't come outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's never outside, niggas.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Miss it with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
I've been winning, tell my ops check the scoreboard. Money in the attic, work all in the floorboards. Late night, that's the life that we pray for. Overtime with the pack is what we in the game for. Put myself in the game and everything is just a memory. Made a couple plays for the pain, not an enemy. Gotta watch my friends more, I gotta watch the enemies. Friends is hella fake, I know what enemies' intentions. I let it go until it click if I'm aiming. Started staying safe and ended up staying dangerous. Game on the line, see the pressure I can take. Hall of Fame shit, so if it's mine, I'ma take. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Miss it with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Miss it with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas always inside when it's dangerous. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.